Today, we glide through airport terminals with a single finger resting on a polycarbonate carry-on. But for most of recorded human history, packing your belongings for a journey was a brutal, back-breaking reality. For centuries, travel remained an exorbitantly expensive endeavor, effectively pinning most people to within a few miles of where they were born. Because the elite traveled with an entourage of servants, their luggage prioritized raw volume and security over ergonomics, relying on thick wood and heavy iron. These massive boxes lacked integrated wheels. Moving them from a carriage to a steamship required brute force, entirely dependent on human labor. The classic trunk functioned as a portable vault. It could be as heavy and cumbersome as necessary, simply because the person who owned the clothes inside never actually lifted it. That dynamic changed at the turn of the 20th century. Commercial trains and early passenger flights suddenly made cross-country travel accessible to the average person. This new middle-class traveler lacked porters, rendering massive cargo trunks functionally obsolete for individual use. Manufacturers responded by scaling down heavy trunks into compact, handheld suitcases a single owner could manage. In practice, this shift forced travelers to carry 20 pounds of dead weight by hand, lugging it through increasingly massive and sprawling transit hubs. As travel became accessible to the masses, it introduced a new manual burden, the literal exhaustion of moving one's own gear across vast, modern distances. The first mechanical attempt to solve traveler fatigue arrived in 1970. Returning from an Aruba vacation, Bernard Sadow grew tired of hauling his heavy bags through customs and noticed others relying on external carts. Upon returning home, Sadow devised a mechanical hack. He took 4 rolling casters from a wardrobe trunk and bolted them directly to the bottom of a standard suitcase. This design required the bag to lay completely flat. Sadow attached a flexible strap to the front end and pulled it forward like a wagon. He patented his invention as the luggage that glides and secured a spot on the retail floor at Macy's. Yet Sadow's designs failed to achieve mass adoption. While he proved wheels worked, the flat pole configuration was clumsy, struck people's ankles, and easily tipped over around tight corners. In 1987, a Northwest Airlines pilot named Robert Plath tackled the problem with an insider's perspective on the daily friction of travel. Plath made a crucial engineering change. He replaced Sadow's 4 flat casters with 2 fixed heavy-duty wheels built into the back corners of the case. To replace the flimsy flexible strap, Plath added a rigid telescoping handle that collapsed directly into the frame. He called it the Rollaboard. Because of the rigid handle, the bag could be tilted backward, shifting the center of gravity directly over the wheels. By moving the pivot point, Plath created a lever system that finally neutralized the physical weight of the luggage. Even with better engineering, the general public remained hesitant, often viewing rolling luggage as a niche novelty. Plath used his professional connections to seed the market, selling rollaboards directly to his fellow pilots and flight attendants. Seeing these bags in the hands of crews, the people who spent the most time in transit, erased the stigma of wheeled luggage for the average traveler. Demand skyrocketed, forcing Plath to scale up operations and found TravelPro to commercialize the invention for the masses. Professional adoption transformed a specialized tool into a public standard, proving that the right social proof was just as important as the mechanics. Today, the wheeled, upright carry-on is the global standard for air travel. The design continues to iterate, with many modern cases utilizing multi-directional 360-degree spinner wheels. These modern additions allow bags to glide entirely upright alongside the traveler, removing the last remaining physical friction of the journey. The evolution of the suitcase tracks the rise of the independent traveler. We moved from heavy trunks requiring a team to rolling cases managed by a single hand, making movement as effortless as the destination.